Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, you can go to Patreon, where it's $3 a month. I didn't actually look it up before this. Anyhow, nonetheless, let's play. I think I just recently read it, but I forgot. We visited Dimitri in the hospital, and then came looking for Yao at the stag, and did some exercise, where, you know, cool. Getting all hot and sweaty, at least in the desert. At least it's not as humid as East Texas. Anyways, reset face. And begin. We both flinch when we hear Yao paying attention to us again. It's not too terribly difficult. Me and water don't exactly mix. Perhaps. But some privacy away from everybody might do us good. I think they were talking about going to the lake. What do you both say? We look at each other. Nick nods slowly. A dip will do us good for sure. I don't really like the idea of mucking around in the muddy water where there might be mosquitoes and leeches. Ew, mosquitoes. There's one in my room today. I was like, oh, this thing's gonna keep mosquitoes away. No, I guess not. I couldn't find it though. But I hang my head and nod too. We collect our clothes in potato sacks and start walking in the direction of the lake. Again, that would have been a good scene change, but whatever. Or video change. It's a good 20 minutes hiking before we see a shack next to a rocky pool. I hear a small waterfall trickling into lower waters of the pool. Into the lower waters? Okay. Is this discreet enough for you yet, Yao? He slips out of his overalls and kicks him off messily before he jumps in the water, making a splash. The hell? Well, I'm gonna have to censor that. Note to self. Be as strict as YouTube is with videos. Censor everything. Even the word heck. What? Did you think I was lying? I need to cool off. That's not why we're here, though. I hear another big splash behind me. Be like a cannonball. Nick is in the water, surfacing from the depths like a buoy, floating on its back. Join us, Sam. Not until we talk about what we're doing going forward. Yao swims up, whiskers dripping with lake water, as he places toned arms on the rock, kicking in place. What is there to discuss? We go back tomorrow night. Even with that thing down there? Tell me, Sam. Are you afraid to die? What? What kind of question is that? Simple one. That is a grim thing to ask anybody out. He stopped kicking his feet and pulled himself up out of the water, plucking towel from out of one of the potato sacks. Let's not lie to ourselves. There's always something, somewhere, is there not? As below, so above. What does that mean, anyways? Is that not something they say in your faith, Samuel? What the hell does he know about my faith exactly? I'm Roman Catholic. I'm not in any rush to meet things above or below. And yet, they always come to us. This idea applies to tangible things too. People, particularly. Would you rather meet these things with preparedness or let them come to you? I'm like, what is this word I've never seen before? He sounds firm. I can't tell if he's upset about something. Wait, but I can tell? But I can tell, yeah. It's just barely there. So, I'll ask you again, Samuel. You too, Nick. Are you afraid to die? I scratched the back of my head. I used to think I was. Now, I just think I'm scared of what I might be after. It do be like that. What about you? I am not afraid. If I am nothing, then I cannot be afraid. If I am something, then it will only be a new beginning. If there's another life after this one, then I will meet it. What about you, Nick? He doesn't say much, but then his chin trembles. I am afraid. Yao turns to look at Nick. Do not want to lose what we have. There looks to be something like pity in the tiger's eyes, but you know it is all ending soon. We did our best. I don't want to think like that. I'm shaken by the shout. So is Yao. But you have to. Just want to drink with them, and cook with them, and do a good day's work for a good day's pay until we share our last summer. This is our last summer, friend. He has made the calls. The weapons are placed. The weapons? What weapons? The ones we use to protect ourselves if we do not get out on time. What's that supposed to mean? This is a mine, not a battlefield. For now. We should make that our memory if we truly want to leave. I don't understand what that means. He pats himself down with the towel and stands, looking back to the direction of the stack. He steps back into his clothes. Looks like he misses it. But I don't get why. It's still there. And we're still here. There are things I do not want to leave behind too. But I'm just one man. He looks back once again, and I will choose to protect myself. We will get the gold tomorrow night, and then we'll take the train out. Come with me, or do not. Then he walks away. Nick emerges, patting down his body as much as his eyes. Can you explain to me what that was all about? Everybody thinks that bloodshed is coming after what happened in Ludlow. I guess that's a different town that has the mining thing. You know, kind of like, and this is like somewhat forgotten history where like there were mining towns and then they went on strike and then the United States government sent in people to shoot at the mine workers so that they would get back to work because they need that coal or other stuff. They're preparing for war. War? I know things are bad, but are they really that bad? Yes, Sam. Things are that bad. But that's crazy. Look at the lives y'all built in spite of everything. Today was exciting. I saw you have fun. He smiles at me, weakly. There's been something on my mind, Sam. Do you know that, unlike my friends, war is something that I do not know? No. I never asked. Never felt like it was appropriate to. Was it that he does know or doesn't know? Let me tell you something about Lucia. My parents told me that war would makes its way into our lives eventually. Makes its way. That seems like a typo. Sorry. Sometimes my brain doesn't register, and then this time it's like, I think that's a typo. We share borders with vast Rus to the east, and the treacherous Almany to the west. Okay, Rus is, I guess, Russia, but what's Almany? I would think that would be Germany? Oh, Almany, Germany. And oh, how they hated each other. Hated my people even more for being in the way of the conflict. They both wanted to conquer us, and eventually they did. For instance, my name Nikolai is a Rus name. My large parents would have named me Mikholja, something like that, had they not been influenced. I wouldn't have known the difference. I feel bad about that. Whenever my parents thought it might end, they would just adjust to the new ways of life. They continued to fear that we'd always get defeated again someday. Because that was what they knew, and the story that history told. There was always a back and forth in that endless fight of pettiness and control. I'm sorry. Yet, there is something to be thankful for. Lucia, through its hardships, discovered that there are other ways to fight a war. There's this term you probably have never heard. Organic work. So, like, church music? He starts laughing. You misunderstand the idea. The idea that if your people are strong, no matter how many borders you lose, or how many times you're conquered, or beaten, or stolen from, your people can never lose their identity if they cooperate with one another without requiring costs. And how do you make your people strong? Community, language, education, family protection. You aren't destroyed when you're stolen from, because there's a neighbor who can help you in time of need. And there's a sense of national bond that passes social layers too. And you've seen this way of managing industry work in Lucia. I have to assume it's Poland that they're doing, right? All it requires to work is for industry to invest resources in valuable endeavors and don't tie entirely into profit. I've seen it work here too, which is why the notion keeps coming back. The idea is still good, and it was right. Lucia's borders fall time and time again, but there's still Lucia. The problem is just, I know we don't know war and violence to be strong. I know we don't know war and violence to be strong. I don't know. But war does not care what you think, and war comes all the same. Even when you want no part in it. Even when you can see it coming. I don't want to keep losing people for the rest of my life. I think about the photo Nick had on his bed. The big and small badgers who look like Nick. Is your family still alive? He looks hurt when I say this. My parents are alive. If my parents are alive, they would be very old, Sam. If my sisters are alive, I would have no way to find them. I see. I'm sorry. Mostly, it's just hard to relate. I wonder what it's like to have family you actually miss. That's okay. I used a towel to clean off the water off his back. Do you miss him? He leans into my paw. I don't think you ever stop missing people who leave you. But space grows around them. New experiences fill the gaps. You discover new people to miss all over again. And do be like that. I whistle for him. That's awful sad, Nick. I keep thinking about what Yao asked us tonight. About if we fear death. Such a fun guy. I'm not afraid of death. I'm more afraid of having to start over too many times before my last summer. I just want a slow, cozy, gentle run before I have to sleep for good. It do be like that. I want my neighbors leaving flowers by my bed. Not faceless strangers passing by. Why are you acting like my grandpa? Your grandpa? You're what? 39. Or you're what, 39? 38. Yay, somebody that's actually older than me! Well, as clean as you live, you got at least 4 decades before the big one. Maybe even 5. I cough more than I used to, Sam. I'm not as healthy as you seem to think. Nonsense. There's no other explanation for how you beat me in that weightlifting contest today. Well, I definitely don't smoke like you do. Like you and William do. Does the main character smoke? I guess that's the smoke room. Anyways, smoking makes you feel good, though. Maybe you'll come to like the taste if you try the right mix. Yeah, I mean, as they say, smoking is healthy for you, and that you should smoke more. I should know, because it, all those 70s or 80s things where it's like, smoking's good for you, and then they crack down smoking, which is good, but I feel like they should do that with drinking. There's enough things in my lungs already, but thank you. We jump when we hear the sound of tumbling rocks. Nick rushes to get back to his clothes, and try my best to spare him some dignity, in case it's a young woman passing by. But it isn't. It's that fox, the Brian's boy. He looks messed up, disheveled, and dirty, and doing that wacky tobacco, though I guess he was getting opium. And, the most concerned of all, deeply confused. Ah, can we help you? He shakes his head a bit. Do either of you have the time? Do we look like fellas who can afford a fancy watch? I'm sorry. He leans over and starts to throw up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is he alright? He just lost his lunch. I'd say he isn't. Fuck. He wipes his mouth. Then he twitches and starts making more retching noises. He needs water. I think he needs more than water, Nick. He thrusts his canteen into the fox's hand. Swish and spit. The sick is terrible for your teeth. He takes the canteen and leans back his head. Then he gurgles and spits. Now drink. Do not want to drink. Your stomach is empty. You need water and food. Do you have any food? Nick pulls something out of his side pocket. Looks like a bag of dried peanuts. We'll get you something more substantial when we reach the stack. We will? Yes, Sam. Alright. So now the main character's like, what, we're gonna help this person? It's like, yes, we are. Idiot. People give us weird looks as we come walking into the club with a red fox hanging around our shoulders. But we find a corner of the stag where there's some familiar faces. Paul, Dimitri, Philip, and Yao. Cheng, too. Who's the string bean? I think about mentioning that he works with William, but considering the company, it might not be the best idea. He's a photographer. Looks green enough to be a string bean. We found him wandering by the pools. Fox's eyes flutter open as he tries to stand on his own. But he wobbles. I'm not that sick. That's something only a sick person says. Hey. He looks at Cheng. I know you. Yao's eyes narrow. Do you? Only professionally. He hisses something into the sable's ear. The sable hisses back. The fox blinks again. Strong stuff. Maybe a bit too strong. He laughs a bit, stumbling. Nick catches him and takes him to a rafter. I'll return with food and water. Watch him, Sam. I don't need to be pushy. I sit down with him, sighing. He gives me a big toothy smile that makes him look like he isn't all the way aware of his surroundings. So, what brings the heir to the bride's family to our humble company tonight? Oh, you know of us? Your father is primarily a supplier to the city. It would be irresponsible if I didn't. Well, if you can believe it, I've been here before. I usually like to keep a low profile. Why be shy at a bar? Come now, relax. You're among good people. The fox titters, and it's almost like a giggle. He grabs onto Dimitri's sleeve, still laughing. He tucks himself free and pats the man's paw. whatever's wrong with him right now is still definitely messing with him, and everybody knows it. He reaches for his bulgy wodgy. I think I know what he's having. Sorry. I think I want what he's having. He looks around at everybody, expecting them to laugh. Nobody does. Yao is staring sternly at Cheng. He tries to avoid eye contact. Nick rushes back to the rafters with a paper bag and a honey bun. Murdock takes the bag and flips the paper from side to side, from one side to the other, then does it 2 more times. What's the paper? He laughs at it. That's it. He opens the bag for him, takes the bread out and puts it in front of him. Honey bread. He puts the mug down on the rafter and, which makes a loud thud. Thud. Milk. Is milk the best thing for somebody that's vomiting and stuff like that? And is either high and or drunk? The fox nods at them, then takes the mug to his mouth and starts to drink. Then he bites into the bread. He giggles through it. But as he continues to chew, he smells less and less. Then he drinks again, eyes widening. What time is it? It's 7:30 p.m. The fox frowns. Can't be right. It's 7:30 just hours ago. You say 7:30? You saying you've been walking around all this time since yesterday? He looks nervous. Really nervous. What happened to you? Nothing did. I was just taking pictures with my brother-in-law. In the mines. The workers exchange glances. What for? Something to do with the veins. Seeing where the water flowed. Safe place to dig. I am not knowledgeable about this kind of thing. I was just there to set up the tripod and do the line for the chutes. He runs his finger through his fur, and it looks like dirt beneath his fingernails. So, what happened next? Yeah, what happened? There was a door. A door? A nice door. Like on the stoop of a house. A bit weird to see it in mine, right? Not that weird if James was making additions. Stop heckling. I want to hear this. It's not that interesting. I just went through it to see what it was. And I ended up outside. So did my brother-in-law. But he got a little heated about the directionals of everything. Said somebody was playing a prank on us. He chuckled and then frowned. That wasn't all, was it? Now, what makes you say that? Here, look. The fox tilts his head again and scratches his head for a little harder. His nails look like he's been scratching a little too hard now. Well, the story's ridiculous enough as it is, isn't it? The truth of the matter is, I must have been hallucinating, or lost consciousness at some point. Try us. This is the first time I heard the Sable speak to anybody else. There wasn't just one door. I'd see them where Jim would tell me there were supposed to be gas leaks, but there was some kind of explanation for what I was probably seeing. Actually seeing. But what's really strange is that I thought I saw people in them. You mean like spooks? Don't joke like that. I don't mess around with spirits. Well, that's the thing. They didn't seem dead to me. They just looked like, well, people. People in places they shouldn't be. That's why I'm pretty sure it was just hallucination. We all have our stories about those mines. Yep. Sure do. Murdock looks a little uneasy when he hears that. How do some of them go? You never hear about how sometimes wild animals will wander into the caves and die? Yeah. Turned a corner one night and saw a bunch of deer carcasses covering the floor. Which is kind of weird in this universe because, like, there's elk people and stuff. And there's horsemen, but also donkeys. Though it was just a bunch of thick moss, or thought it was just a bunch of thick moss. Till I saw the rib cages poking through. Still remember a scream, or I still remember. Yeah, I bet you do. It was a whole pack of them. They had all clotted together. Gelatinized. I could have sworn that there were vermin eaten from the inside out, since they seemed to move. The longer I looked, the less feral they looked. They started looking like people. He already threw up. Don't make him queasy. I ran out of there, gagging. Next time I saw they were just bones. But I still smell the god-awful smell from time to time. Mine's not so gruesome. Yeah, you're blessed. Divinity plays no part in this, I think. So, what did you see? The bear takes a sip of his beer mug and puts on a thoughtful face. Wind chimes. Folks exchange odd looks with one another. Wind chimes? That's what I said. Whenever I hear a pillar of light in the daytime, whenever I see a pillar of light in the daytime, I see a wind chime hovering in the air. Sometimes it's made of metal. Sometimes it's wood. But they hang and do not have strings. I thought it was man for a time. That is, until everybody else brought forward strange stories of their own. Why doesn't Chang talk about? No. The refusal was heavy and bitter. Ain't you a stinker? He doesn't have to talk about it again if he doesn't want to. Then how about you share Sorry, I've only done 2 of these, actually 3 of these today, but still. I guess really is hard. Then how about you share with the group? He looks like he's about to say something, but he doesn't. Reset face. He crosses his arms and sinks into the rafter. Shang looks like he's about to talk, then doesn't either. I don't see anything, but I hear plenty. Well, I would hope you do with those big ol' ears. I hear somebody counting up to 10. Sometimes it's a different voice, but that's always the number. They sound scared. More scared than anybody I've ever heard. And we've been in so many dangerous situations. I never thought I'd meet somebody who might be more scared than us on the regular, but He takes a deep breath. Yeah, I definitely heard them. How about you two? You look at me and Nick. Yeah, they've been plenty quiet, huh? I haven't been in the mines enough to see much of anything. Whatever this is like, seriously, dude? It's like, we both know you're lying. You saw that spider thingy, right? Also, again, it's so weird that Sam... Like, a spoiler for the next game, or Echo, it's like, that's who that person is, but then, who is this person? Don't know. But he asks. Huh? Oh no. Nick's a terrible liar, under pressure. I did see something, but I don't really know what it was. The first time he saw something was last night. I don't know. Whereabouts in the mine? Oh. Well, what if he talks about the gold? They can't know about that, can they? You know. Paul tilts his head. Dimitri lifts an eyebrow. We don't? You're the one telling the damn story. Oh. You're right. That is true. What the? I will share what I experienced now. Everybody's attention snapped to the tiger. He uncrossed his arms and takes a deep breath. I know what is at the bottom of the mines. That's suspect. Yeah, quit yanking our chains. They haven't even drilled that far yet. But, like, what does he mean by that? But one day, they will. And they will weep and gnash their teeth. What the? You saying a big old hot and heavy casting bricks cotton balls or something? You saying this big old hot and heavy casting bricks is cotton balls or something? Quit being vague. If I had the skill and the talent, I would explain if I would. It's something that must be experienced. But I would not wish that upon any of you. He sounds angry. Angry and tired. I need a drink. You do. Because that reminds me that he promised around for all of you. You didn't have to do that, Dimitri. You already have clinical bills to worry about. Oh god, right. He probably doesn't have insurance and he's in America. I insist. I will be offended if you don't drink. You all deserve it. Except you. He points to the fox. Only milk and water for you. No need to worry on my account. Where does the milk come from? I mean, I guess they might have cows in these universe. I'm happy to see Mr. Breyer is more present as night goes on. The stories, and as tense as they were, still leave us tense, but talkative. The music in the bar picks up as the square dances begin to start. Hey, Samuel? Oh, is this gonna be where we're gonna do the Hoedown the Hootenanny part? Because it was kind of funny. Like, I guess they do that song and dance for every single thing, but we'll have to see when it is for these guys. Because let me just do a bit of number patching, and I'll just do this so I don't have to censor anything. Oh bother, where would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess it should be alright. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so I think we're getting close to where roughly things might switch from one to another. Which chapter are we on? I don't rightly know. Well, that's okay. That's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. I don't know how much longer the actual game is, the rest of it, because it seems kind of short to me looking back on it, but I've been doing quite a bit of stuff, you know? Starting the mines, this guy, which we might accidentally have done a bad thing there. Who knows? So, and if this, please comment, guys, like, comment, if you like, dislike, tips, otherwise. If you like me, YouTube, and like Secret, then please like, subscribe, and check out the rest of the epic. Please remember to subscribe to most epic control the pit population. And if you want to play this game, yeah, it's available free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's... I'm just looking up. $3 a month. Hyena. And until for this and other games. And until next time, let's say me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. So, thanks and see you.